Hi, this is Amanda Klimaszewski reporting from Murphy Dome Road for the week of October 28th through November 1st at roughly 9 p.m. for my weather observations. The site that I used was the Fairbanks International site for my NWS. So this is the chart that I have showing for my station obs, also with the Fairbanks International Airport obs. For the current temperature on the 28th, I recorded a left thermometer reading 10 degrees Fahrenheit with the right reading 11, a minimum temperature of 2 degrees on the left and 3 degrees on the right, a max of 13 degrees on the left and 14 degrees on the right. For the 29th, I read 13 degrees Fahrenheit on the left, 14 degrees Fahrenheit on the right for the current, a minimum of -1 on the left, 0 degrees on the right, and a max with 16 degrees Fahrenheit on the left, 17 degrees Fahrenheit on the right. For the 30th, my current temperature is reading 9 degrees Fahrenheit on the left, 10 degrees Fahrenheit on the right, a minimum temperature of -3 degrees Fahrenheit on the left, -2 on the right, and a max of 14 degrees Fahrenheit on the left, 15 degrees Fahrenheit on the right. On the 31st, my current was reading 11 degrees on the left, 12 degrees on the right, 2 degrees on the left, 3 degrees on the right for the minimum, and a max of 15 degrees on the left, 16 degrees Fahrenheit on the right. And then on the 1st, my current temperature was reading 1 degrees Fahrenheit on the left, 2 degrees Fahrenheit on the right, with a minimum of -5 degrees on the left, -4 degrees on the right, and then a maximum of 5 degrees Fahrenheit on the left and 6 degrees Fahrenheit on the right. The cloud coverage for the 28th was cloudy. The 29th was clear, so was the 30th, and the 31st was partly cloudy, and the 1st was cloudy. There was no precipitation from the 28th through the 31st at the house when I was doing my obs, although there was some light snow on a couple of these days at different periods, and then on the 1st there was a little bit of snow starting to come down when I was doing my obs at 9 o'clock at night. The wind speed and direction for the 28th was 2, and it was going north. The 29th was a level 3 going west. On the 30th it was 4 going south. The 31st was 2 going northeast. And then on the 1st it was 4 going north. The NWS read 18 degrees Fahrenheit for the 28th at 9 o'clock p.m. The 29th was 14 degrees Fahrenheit. The 30th was 14 degrees Fahrenheit again. The 31st was 17 degrees Fahrenheit, and the 1st was -5. And all of these were the same time that I was doing my observations, which was roughly 9 o'clock p.m. And the NWS also read a barometric pressure of 1020 for the 28th, 1014 for the 29th, 1016 for the 30th, and 1015 for the 31st, and then on the 1st it read 1019. As you can see here, the barometric pressure between the NWS station and my station followed roughly the same pattern, but the actual values were a little bit different. On the 28th, mine read 1119. On the 29th, mine read 1015. On the 30th, mine read 1013. The 31st, 1011. And the 1st was 1015. So although they did follow a similar path, my actual pressure values were a little bit different, which is to be expected because my station is a little bit higher in elevation than that of the Fairbanks International Airport. Also, the relative trend in temperature was fairly similar to that of the Fairbanks International Airport. A little bit of variation, which again is to be expected because the elevation is a little bit higher. I expected the temperatures of my station to be higher than that of the international airport because for the most part that's usually the trend I've seen in the past. The temperature for the week roughly stayed about the same. There was a little bit more cooling towards the end of the week as the temperature did drop. Other than that though, there was just a slight variation between the days, and again that was to be expected. On the I was a little bit surprised to see though that on the 1st, even though it was cloudier than the rest of the week, that the temperature was lower. I was expecting to see that on the clearer days for the temperature to be lower than that of the cloudy days. Alright, so here is the weather map for Sunday, October 28th. As you can see, there is mostly cloudy coverage over the state of Alaska. A lot of snow over on the right side, right over by Canada, a lot on the north slope by Barrow. There's a high pressure system over here to the right of Alaska, but that's over in Canada. A low pressure system down here to the southeast. Another high pressure system way over here over in Russia though. It didn't really surprise me to see this map. I remember Sunday being really cloudy. As you can see over here where Fairbanks is located, which is where I'm at, there's some pretty dark clouds over here indicating that maybe there might have been some snow about to occur, which would make a lot of sense. Not a lot of fog or anything else going on over the state of Alaska on Sunday, but it was really cloudy and I do remember that. This one did surprise me a little bit more on Monday because I remember when I did mine, I remember thinking that it was pretty clear over where I lived, and maybe there was just a break in clouds for a brief moment of time, and also at 9 o'clock at night it is pretty dark, so it might have been a little bit more difficult for me to decipher if there was any cloud coverage, because the map is showing even more cloud coverage than the previous day, Sunday, with more snow over the area where Fairbanks is, which is closer to where I'd be. So if anything, I would suspect that I would have seen more clouds than what I did on Sunday, and it seemed to have been maybe a mistake on my part. There's some more pressure systems than what I was showing for Sunday too. There's two high pressure systems over here to the right of Alaska over in Canada, a low pressure system off the coast way up here above Barrow, another low pressure system over here down in the Anchorage area it looks like, and a high pressure system over here to the west of Alaska. It would make sense though that on Monday the temperature would have been a little bit higher looking at this map than that of Sunday. The cloud coverage probably made some of the heat stay in and did show higher temperature readings for Monday than what I did on Sunday. So it does indicate here that there probably was some good cloud coverage which caused the temperature to rise. Alright, and this indicates that there may have been some breaks in clouds. There's some more low pressure systems down here over by Anchorage, another one up here to the northeast of Alaska, a couple high pressure systems to the west of Alaska, and then another one over a high pressure system over in Canada to the east of Alaska. There's some snow spread across the state and off the coasts a little bit. And again, depending on when this map was taken showing the state of the clouds, it may have made sense that when I took my weather observations at 9 o'clock at night that it was clear, because it does look like the clouds could be separating over here close to the Fairbanks area, which is where I'm at. Alright, and then over here for Wednesday, looks like there was some more breaks in clouds really close to where I'm at, actually right over where I'm at. And on Wednesday it looks like I was showing partly cloudy for my weather observations, which would make sense. Most of the state is covered with some clouds though, it looks like. And again, some fog up here in Barrow with some snow spread across where I'm at, which was, I do remember it snowing at some parts of the day, but not any time when I took my observations. Some more snow and some showers actually it looks like down here on the Aleutians and off the coast over here over the sea. Looks like a low pressure system again down by the Anchorage area. But no other major pressure systems going on around Alaska, it looks like. There's one over here, high pressure system in Russia, but that's about it. Alright, and then for Thursday, November 1st, which was my last day, also was my coldest day, I was showing cloudy, which it looks like the Fairbanks area was a little bit cloudy. It looks like maybe there's a break in some clouds just below Fairbanks. Some more showers, snow showers it looks like. Some more snow the north of Alaska. And then again the same thing, snow showers down by the Aleutians over the coast. Looks like there's a pretty good low pressure system down here to the southwest of Alaska near the Aleutians. Other than that, it looks pretty cloudy. It looks like there's some more breaking clouds over here. As you can see here for November 2nd, the actual weather map compared to the infrared, visible, and water vapor really indicates well what's going on here. As you see the low pressure system moving down here, you can see how it's indicated with the clouds here in all three shots of the visible, infrared, and the water vapor moving around. This really gives a good indication about what the clouds are doing, what the low pressure system is doing, and how that's affected with the clouds and the wind. Up here in the weather map you can see how there's some snow and fog indicated. than the north coast of Alaska. And you can see a little bit of that here with some lighter cloud coverage. You can't really indicate it too well, or at least I can't indicate it too well. Overall, I felt like these pretty well represented what I recall of happening on November 2nd for the day. I remember there was a little bit of light snow, not too much though. It wasn't really bad at all. Mainly occurred later at night. I think it was about midnight when it started snowing, so a little bit indicated here by how the clouds are moving across Fairbanks in all three of them. The water vapor, you can really see how there's probably some precipitation beginning to happen, or at least expected to happen over the Fairbanks area. So overall, I felt these maps really represented what I remember seeing and observing for the day of November 2nd pretty well. Overall, though, I don't recall there being any specific unusual weather patterns that I've observed this week for the last few days with the snow and weather precipitation that was occurring. The max and mins were pretty close to what I would expect to have seen. I didn't see any unusual rainbows happening or halos out of my house. Then again, it was fairly dark whenever I took my observations, so if there was anything like that going on, I might not have been able to see it quite as well because the visibility was a little bit reduced. Some days were a little bit warmer than what I would have expected to see for this time of year, but overall, you would kind of expect November to, the last of October and the beginning of November to be a little bit below the 20 degrees, but not quite freezing yet. And I'm sure at some points at night after I took my weather observations, it did get below freezing, and my thermometer did read this on, looks like 3 of the days that it did get below 0. I think that's all I have though for my Unit 10 observations for the week of October 28th through November 1st. I think that includes everything with the NWS station and the observations I recorded at my site up off of Murphy Dome Road.